Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I didn't do any recordings yesterday to continue where I was going. I think where I left off was the fact that when you are using this protected stuff here, that we're not getting the fact that there's a constructor there. And so we're running into an issue where we hit on mock information the fact that we think we're a class and we have no constructors that we can actually see. So I don't know if I did this in the last episode or not, but when I did this in SharpLab, you see that there is a constructor made. It has this family here. I don't know what that actually is. So we're going to debug this and get into, where is it? Here, and see what we're actually getting for constructors. So let's run the test on this. Okay, so we got there. Now let's step into can be seen by, that is not what I wanted. I wanted you, oh, wait a minute. Let's say set next statement. Are you stepping into? What? Come on. What? Oh my God. Just there. Do we get any at all? Does it not even pick up on this, that there's a constructor there? Can we do like to array? No, it does. Oh, it doesn't even find that there's any constructors there at all. Even though there is technically. Well, that's a huge problem. That's a really, really big problem. Why is there a... Oh, is that because if I go to here, there's a there's a generate and then there's a find me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Am I being an idiot? I've had this here for like 2 or 3 episodes and I just noticed this doesn't even compile because these two, yeah, this is like totally wrong. Fine. Now let's see what it does. I bet because of scoping rules, I bet it was using the static class, which doesn't even have a constructor. The abstract one clearly does, or it should. It's the little details that matter in life. Okay, so it failed. I thought I ran it under the debugger, but I didn't. And now we are finally at the point where we're getting some diffs. All right, let's check out the diffs. Okay, so that's weird. We don't get methods. We do not get... Oh, no, we do. That's what's... I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. We do, which actually makes sense because we should. So let's put that here. Wait. What? Okay, sorry. I was... There. There. So we do have methods. Okay, that's cool. Cool. And we have, wait, what do we have here? We have equals, we have get hash code, we have toString, and we have find me. Hey, 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 hey. And yes, it would throw, because it is abstract, there is no, I will love when I can update this for string literals. Absolutely. Okay, so we got that. Do we not have like the right amount of space here? There's supposed to be another one here. Okay. Okay, bad. Whatever. All right, so that's good. And then it added all this, which we currently have a bar here. It shouldn't be property. Yeah, it should be this. And it's cool because it actually gives you a very clean way to do a protected expectation, which is actually really awesome because the MOQ way is you have to say dot protected, and then you have to say a setup, which gives the actually, let me find an article real quick and then I'll show you what it actually looks like. Okay, so this is just one of many articles you can find, but this actually shows that you have to say like protected, and your setup, you know how to use it expression. You have to give the name of the thing that you want to set an expectation for via a string. Kind of messy. Whereas now, what I'll hopefully be able to show in just a moment when I'm actually in like integration tests, but what I'll be able to do now is actually do a like dot methods dot find me, and then you'd actually be able to do a protected member, which is really cool, but it doesn't have any weird syntax or extra stuff. It just works, and I find that to be very cool. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's actually get the the test code to actually run. So we're going to need this here, and then we're going to want to get rid of that. All right, now it should pass. And it does. And this also means, again, because of the way the test works with that test infrastructure stuff that comes from Microsoft, this also builds. We know that it's not just a string match, it builds, which is good. So this is actually really nice. And there's one other thing I need to do with this test, which is I need to, the one test that I have that like is a Uber test. Where is that? It's not this, is it? No, that's that's me being a stubborn person. There's, yeah, code generation tests. This never included, well, even if it would have included something that got HTTP message handler, then it may not have considered it to be, because I think one of the things too that I do this for is I only mock things that I think have things that are available for mocking. So for example, is valid target? Yes, somewhere in here. Yeah, I basically say, do you not have any errors? And then I actually say you can do it. So it might have come up that before that one wouldn't have been there. But I basically made this object and I took off dictionary and immutable array because this test takes a long time to run, even though I have parallelization in place and a whole bunch of other things. It just takes a while. But it is one of these things that I think I should put back in. The other thing is, I looked at this before real quick to say, are there any code bases out there that are like public in GitHub that currently use something like MOQ or nsubstitute for mocking stuff, and put rocks in to see if it can handle it as well? I never would have found out about this bug that I had unless I actually tried something out, and kind of makes sense. You don't find things unless you truly try to exercise it. The problem is that some of the things that are out there, the other mocking frameworks, are a little bit more expressive or flexible. Like you don't have to set up expectations for everything, where Rocks is a very strict model. If you don't want to have any expectations or anything, do a make. If you do, then do a create. You know, that's just a very opinionated thing I have. But, and I kind of don't like saying that word opinionated. That sounds like you got hubris. But it is also true in the sense that I don't want to just do this for, do these things just because other frameworks have them. But that might make it harder to say, here's a framework, change it so that's using rocks and see what breaks or doesn't. But I kind of have to do that just to get a feel for, is there anything that I'm missing? Maybe there is a feature that is pretty valid and I should put in. So what I'm wondering here is, this test case basically says, here's a type, and for that type, get the assembly and all the types, and if it's a valid target, then add it. Okay. So yeah, there's that. So anyway, I'm kind of babbling. What I do want to do here quick though is I want to do this create with protected abstract member. We want to do a make with abstract member. Except this is going to be hopefully a lot smaller. So if I say here, we want to do a rock make, the generated code should definitely be a lot smaller. So if I say here, we could say anywhere in here you see create, change it to a make. There won't be, I mean, I'm kind of guessing here as to what I think will show up. We do need to be able to take an instance of it. I don't think any of that matters. There shouldn't be any handlers. There definitely won't be any of that. There's going to be a big diffs here. That's for sure. I know that. And then this would be test rock make. Okay, let's just run this, see what the diff is going to look like. It might just be easier to handle that outside of Visual Studio. And it may be true that in the makes, I'm not doing the right thing anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not even doing the right thing, but we knew this. We knew that was a possibility. So we go to builders, create, and make. Do we like make method builder? Yeah, we have all the same problems here. So before I continue, let's let's get this made. Now I protected method shows up. Okay, so we got that. We definitely need to replace these. If I say a rock make here, do we do the same thing in that we generate a mapping? That mapping goes through mock information, and that's still passed. So that part's done because mock information we just did. Though there is this build type coming into here. Validate build type. How is that being used? We definitely need the constructor thing to work. The methods thing didn't quite need to work, but yeah, that's okay. That's fine. So let's go through here, and on the makes, we kind of want to do the same thing that we did on like the value builders and other things, which is when we were assuming, is it public? Where is that? Here. We want to do something like this. Okay. First of all, the constructor builder, I think, is always public, right? We don't, yes, because it can call to the base. As long as it can call the base, that's fine, but it has to be public itself. It could be internal, I guess, but okay. So let's go to make method, value builder. Anywhere we're saying is it public? This needs to change. In the value builder, that needs to change. In the property builder, that needs to change. In the indexer builder, that needs to change. And in the events builder. Yes, what do we do in the event builder up here? Events builder. Events. We did have something that said here. We put that in here, and then we took that. And we did that, right? Yep. Okay, so now we should be come backing. What did no did I no okay. I thought I said don't save or something. I was like no. This is create should be make. It will fail. But hopefully we get a diff this time with the failure, not a... oh, crap. It's still not working. Why not? We should be getting it here. We should be getting it here. I think once I get this so that a make and a create both pass, then I will go and make sure all the rest of the tests are updated off camera, because that's kind of the grind stuff that... Yes. Oh, you didn't even get into that? You haven't even... It's an abstract class with a... Okay. I am confused. It doesn't... What the... Okay, now I'm really confused. It never even gets into create output. Something's... Rock create, rock make. Why would you not... Oh, I know why. I'm being an idiot. Of course it's not going to work. You're using the wrong generator, you idiot. That would help. The details that matter. Now let's see if there's actually a diff. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Okay, so let's take all this. Yeah, there's a, a whole bunch of nonsense. You know what? Actually, I think the best thing to do here is string.empty. Okay. And then the rest of this, we're going to comment out. It's a trick I forgot, because I bet what's being generated is truly exactly what we want. And there's no reason to try to figure all this out. Just take what's there. Okay. No, I'm glad it did. Okay. I'm glad that it did this. It realized it really doesn't need to override all these other ones. It could literally just keep what's there. You know, and actually that's a good point. For a make expectation for things that actually have implementations already, why am I overriding it? Is that really necessary? I don't really know. Mostly these makes are meant to be just dumb objects. You're not supposed to care about what the calls do anyway. So yeah, I guess this would be fine. I'm kind of overthinking my rethinking. But what we want to do is take all this, replace a plus with nothing, say replace all. Take that, come back here, and let's not remove. Nope, just that. Undo all this. And now come back here and go down to that. Okay, now these all good, yes. And that should be it. But again, you see find me, which is exactly what we want. So let's run this now. And it passes because it's exact, but it's passing because of the right reason. The find me shows up, where I bet before I should have had a test before that showed that it didn't work, but I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to add in these other two tests. I'm thinking in these tests, what I probably should do is also have like a property that's protected, a event that's protected, and see what comes out as well, just to make sure we're covering all of our other cases. In fact, I'm going to put in a comment here to do all tests should have a method, property, and event. Okay. There really is no concept of an abstract event, is there? Or a virtual event, whatever. So think about that later. So yeah, I'll make these tests here. I will update any of the integration tests, if that anything is failing. Actually, real quick, let me shut down startup again, and let's see if at least everything is building before we move on. Okay, if you see in the lower left, it says build succeeded. So yay, all the things. And this actually now fixes the thing when I was starting to do this where records are starting to fail because they have protected members that are virtual that you can't override. And yeah, that was causing some problems. So now that's actually fixed and working. If I run all tests, let's just see what happens. Yep, 2 fail. Well, that's why. Yep, because the record diff is now different. Yep, so that's actually expected because we now have properties, getters, instance, blah, blah, blah. If we keep going down, we will probably see that we now have records in there. Sorry, protected members from the records. So that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. That makes sense because like I was just talking about, records now emit differently. They emit more. So fair enough. This should be an easy one. This should be a pretty easy one to update. I'll take just what's there, do that little string empty trick and fix those. So I will fix those off camera and add those other 2 tests, but all the integration tests actually pass. So that's good. I think we're in a very good position here, and I'll eventually off camera get this bug closed off with a new 642 or whatever it is fixed. And then what's coming up next is probably getting back to, I'll have to merge what's in main from rocks back into the C#11 branch and figure out what are we going to do with static abstract members. Again, have to do something with them. We can't ignore them because they have to be implemented, but what are we actually going to do with them? Do we do nothing? Do we try to do something clever with a scoped something or other? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to be doing here, but yeah, we're gonna figure something out, and that's what I think is going to be taking up some of the next episodes. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.